Hi guys, welcome back to Joy's Reading Time. I've been gone a minute, I know. I had a lot to do, trying to finish off my second book still, a lot of focusing. But anyway, this subject I've had that I wanted to speak about for quite a while, and it's about abuse. Now, I first want to say is that it's not about people who are already in an abusive relationship, because I know that that is very sensitive. I also know that it's not an easy situation to get out of. So that takes time. So it's really about people who are going to enter such a relationship. And it's just sort of like, I want you to sort of understand how subtle abuse creeps up on you, and to recognize it, and to recognize it not as fun, not as a game, not as, oh, he loves me too much or she loves me too much. It's really about how abusive people take their time to work and creep up on you. So I'm just going to jump straight in. If you meet someone and all of a sudden they may say to you, oh, why are you wearing that dress? It's a bit short. I don't really like it. Yeah, wear something longer. Now, they most probably met you wearing that. All of a sudden you might think, oh, this person cares about me so much. They're always telling me not to wear this or not to wear that. That's the first sign. Now, we know there's different types of abuse. There's mental abuse, and there's physical abuse. There's emotional abuse. I always say emotional and mental are kind of really just sort of like a touch by each other, depending on how something is said. Now, this person might also be saying to you like, oh, you go out too much, or I don't like that friend. I think, your friend is jealous of you. Why? That person, you're better than that person. I don't like you being around them. Now, you might start looking at your friend a different way. But abuse are very, very good. What they do, if you've got a friend and that friend has got a strong character, one of the things they want to do is eliminate that friend, push that friend to one side so that they can, start their little manipulation. And that friend will notice it, and that friend will tell you. So what they want to do is separate you from your family. So when you start a relationship and you see this person is trying to separate you from people, I don't trust that person, they're always going out, or they're always this, or they're always that. Just know that that person wants to control. They want to manipulate, and it's the first sign. So don't start looking at your friend sideways, or think, oh, this person really likes me and just wants me to myself, to themselves. No, this person is first signs of abuse that gets worse is control. Yeah, this person is supposed to meet you and accept you the way you are. Now, even when it comes down to physical, it might be just the way they held you, like sort of tapped you, little taps in your face, like just see what you do, squeezing your hand, squeezing your arm tight, holding your neck. And, like they get angry and you might think, oh, they're playing. And they might play around with it at first. But really what they're doing, they're seeing your reaction to what they do. So this little tap in the face after a while will end up being a big box in the face. So what I'm saying to you is, think about how the person is speaking to you as well. The way that person might be putting you down, like you might say something to them and they're like, oh, what you're talking about? Why are you always saying that? Oh, you're so stupid. You're so this. All of a sudden, you don't know what to say to them. You're kind of frightened to say things because they're always like, putting you down, and start saying, oh, the way they raise their voice to you, or, never tell you look nice if you look nice, things like that. Or you might say, oh, how do I look? Oh, what's wrong with you? So much makeup. Oh, why your dress so short? So these are all first signs of abuse. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And you have to recognize this. Don't take it as fun. Don't take it as a play. And also what is really important to think about is, how do you feel when things are said to you? This is very important. What they say or do to you, how does it make you feel? Recognize your feelings. That is very important. Recognize your feelings. What you have to try and do is not so much love the relationship and want the relationship and be so desperate for the relationship that the relationship takes over everything. You know, you want the relationship so much that you're just bypassing everything. Because once you get entangled in an abusive relationship, it is very difficult to step out of. Very, very difficult. Because you're manipulated to such a point and broken down to such a point that you end up not even knowing who you are anymore, not being able to be yourself. You're separated from people so much and no one can speak to you, because when a lot of abusers, when they're ready, they can become very nice and say, oh, you know, I love you. It's only because I love you. It's only because I care. You know, that person is jealous of us. They've always been jealous of you. And you start believing them to the point that you sink so low that it's very hard to rise back up. And next minute, you know, you're in that relationship for years. At first, when you start getting abused, you're ashamed. You don't even want to tell anyone that this person is hitting you or hurting you because you feel so embarrassed by it. So you just continue in the relationship. But months and years will pass and it's very hard to come out of. You forget yourself and you love that person more than you. And because they're so good at being nice sometimes, you're always going to, it's like being addicted to a drug. You know, when you're on that high, you like the feeling of the high. So it's like in an abusive relationship, you do remember when they were really nice and when they were really kind. So you're always looking forward to that nice time. You know, when they were nice, when they were kind, when they speak to you good. Because sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. And you feel so good and you two can have a laugh. So you think, yeah, I always want it. But it never stays that way because they are an abusive person. You are abused. That person is an abuser. And the way they talk to you and the things that they say to you. So these are just for beginning of relationships. I am just trying to say, just look out for the warning sign, the red flags, the orange flags, whatever colour they are. For me, it flags. You know, look out for the signs and don't try, you know, and get yourself entangled in that situation. Run away from it. No matter how much you like the person, like you more. Because once you sink down that hole, it's like going down a slide. It is very, very difficult to rise back out of it. Very difficult. So, thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Please pass on this video to anyone that you might feel it could be relevant for. And let me know your thoughts. Thank you.